Greetings, salutations, happy Wednesday. It is April 22nd, 2026, if you can believe it. And we are still a little chilly here in the New York City area. Just hit 50 degrees Fahrenheit. But, yep, it's last night I was at a fantastic event, really enjoyed myself, but I went out afterward and met up with a friend nearby and grabbed a slice and just yucked it up for a little bit. But it was cold, man. I was freezing. I was underdressed and I had a jacket on. So, but it was good times. All right, before we move forward with today, I've got a few things to talk about. Wanted to cover the trivia that you didn't know you couldn't live without, as usual. So, what do we have today? This will just delight audiences that in 1878, on this day was the first White House Easter egg roll. Always an event that people are excited about. The creepy Easter bunny with the president. These days, it lands even worse. So, what else do we have here? Jacques Cousteau was granted a patent for a diving apparatus on this day in 1952. I did not know that he had a patent for equipment. And if you don't know who Jacques Cousteau is, at least growing up for me, this French explorer, he was always on TV growing up, underwater diving, diving, showing you the oceans, basically. So he was really famous. And on this day in 1978, the Blues Brothers made their first appearance on Saturday Night Live. So Blues Brothers, just an epic film, if you will, one that has left a mark on our culture. If you haven't seen it, check it out. The Blues Brothers, Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. Jim Belushi? No, John Belushi. Jim's his brother. So check that out. All right, now that you are made whole, your minds are full, your intellect is better than ever. What's going on? Well, I'll start with that event. So I went to a networking event in Manhattan. Went to the evening version. Last week I went to the morning version of it to support a friend who was presenting at that group. And the woman who runs it, Lisa, is truly one of the best, most skilled networking group facilitators I've ever seen. I've kind of soured on most groups. It's not that the people are bad or, it's not usually that it's some severe thing. It's just there's something about the traditional networking group that leaves a little bit to be desired. But this person, Lisa, really knows how to curate and facilitate a meeting. It never feels slow. There's such incredible energy. She's got a nice balance of things. She even did a meditation at the end, which, I remember doing that one time years ago in Rome. I was facilitating like a global distributor meeting for a major cosmetics company. It was this crazy situation that came out of nowhere. Anyway, they flew me to Rome, big Japanese company, and they had all these Europeans and people from the Middle East and Russia and all over the place. And in this room, and I facilitated this meeting for the launch of a very fancy skin cream. But anyway, at the beginning of it, I did a meditation, and I felt so self-conscious about doing that they would think I was weird and woo-woo. And I'm actually not that woo-woo, but I just thought if we were all able to come from all over the world, wouldn't it be good to take a minute and just get quiet and really connect with ourselves and where we are and with each other. And I never really got any feedback on it. I felt like some of the people really instantly went into a meditative pose because they're meditators. That's how it was last night in the room. Most people just went into a meditation without hesitation. And so I sent a message to Lisa. I said, thank you for doing that. It reminded me of this experience way back years ago in Rome. And I always felt a little self-conscious about it because I thought people didn't like it, but maybe they did, I just never really got feedback on it. So anyway, what's going on? So this what used to be daily, as you know, if you're one of our loyal followers, recently it has not been daily. And that is simply because life has gotten so full that I'm having a hard time keeping up with daily. So rather than kill myself over it. I want to combine the frequency issue with the nature of this podcast. I started it really to help myself, kind of a daily journal as I'm building the bigger stage. And now that I'm in a different phase of that, I'm realizing that this show has a different function, a refined function, an elevated function, if you will. So I've changed the Substack channel to essentially the bigger stage behind the scenes. I think what we're going to do now is finish that rebrand and just call it Backstage. So the show will be Backstage, the Backstage podcast. The channel will be Backstage. It's the backstage of the bigger stage. And it's where I can publish things and really start putting out more written material on the Substack and really build it out as the list that I wanted it to be. But I needed some time to let it ferment. And so I think we're there. So I would say, I'll just say in the coming week, I'll finish that rebrand. I don't have artwork for Backstage, but I'll get that made one way or the other, maybe with AI first and then have somebody actually make it well. But regardless, I'm going to get Backstage made and update everything and, really start sharing some of the things I'm thinking about and working on. So let me just kick this off with this. I have this idea for I'm talking about networking groups. I want to put together a dinner in Manhattan that is very, very curated, that is in a new location every month, that is in a new fabulous location every month. So some place that's really interesting. It might not be fabulous. It might just be quirky and interesting, because New York has a lot of fabulous and a lot of quirky and interesting and hidden away spots. So undiscovered gems, shall we say. So I've met someone recently who specializes in finding these places. And he's going to help out. I'm partnering with my friend Meredith, who's in improv, and she's incredible. So she and I are going to meet, I think tomorrow. No, I don't think. I know we're going to meet tomorrow. And the idea that I'm kicking around is something around having a dinner. It may not even be in a restaurant per se. So we might bring in the food, have people pre-order from a menu, but then we make it very interactive and fun, and we have content creation as part of it. So you can make videos, we can interview each other, we can do it, but do it in a fun way. So it makes it easier. And I think one of the things about this is that, have you ever had a conversation with someone where you said something in a new way that you even recognize was kind of brilliant or funny or a great joke? Or last night I made a joke with my friend and he goes, "Did you just make that up?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he says, "Oh my God, you should use that. That's really great." And I thought, yeah, that if I were, intent on doing stand-up comedy, which I am at some point, I would put that on my card and put it in the box like Joan Rivers used to do, right? She had all the index cards with jokes on them. So I think because we are more creative when we're in league with other people, I want to curate an experience where we are creating together and enjoying and laughing and eating, and we'll have beverages and it'll be fun. It'll be a fun event, and we curate it. And I'm going to even use the language of casting for it. We'll cast for the dinners and do something really unique, and everyone will walk away with not just an unforgettable memory, but artifacts from it that will help people connect with what happened, but also that they can use for their marketing or their business or whatever. So that's sort of the concept. If you're listening and you are in the New York City area, and this sounds like something that you would want to participate in, excuse me, let me know. Shoot me an email, matt@mattstone.co, matt@mattstone.co. Send me that message and let me know if that's something, and I'll put you on our list and we will go. Now, granted, the cost of this is not going to be, nominal. There'll be a little bit of investment, but it'll be worth it. And we're going to figure out where that sweet spot is. All right. So I'm going to leave it there. That's my big idea behind the scenes that I'm working on next. and I'm excited to really get things further refined and tightened up with all the the different platforms. I don't currently have everything. My brand right now is like it's like a house that doesn't have all the electrical plumbing. Like the bathroom on the second floor in the back is working, but not everything is connected and unified and working together. And so there's just so many things to it. And so I'm going to keep working on that in the next week as well. But so much progress. So, all right, wherever you're working on, give yourself a break that it's not done, because it's never done. But keep going. That's the message for today. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to get back. Oh, one more thing before I go. The frequency of this podcast, I'm really working on, and I'm thinking maybe 3 times a week, but commit to the days that it'll be published. So that's in progress too with the refinement. So just hang in there with me, not going away, just elevating, maturing, matriculating, moving to the next stage, if you will. There's the where to end it. Moving to the next stage. What's your next stage, and what do you got to get there? You may not know yet, but keep putting one foot in front of the other. All right, folks, thanks for listening. As always, be good to yourself and others. And we will check back again with you, hopefully tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.